Okay, welcome to this Facebook Live. And today I want to talk about you get what you think you deserve. So, what do I mean by this? So, what this is our thoughts are very powerful. And I talk a lot about this. And the thing is what we think we deserve is what we are going to get because our thoughts, our feelings, the things going on inside of our brain control what goes on outside of our brain. It's based off the law of attraction, energy, vibrations, all those things. And if you've ever read anything about the law of attraction or vibrations, like attracts like, any of that stuff, you know that what you put into the universe is what you get back out. So if you are always thinking in your mind, negative thoughts, and if you're always thinking, I can't attract good guys, there's no such thing as good guys, there's no good guys left out there, all the good ones are taken, I'll always be single, all my friends are always, getting married, and why can't I, and guys don't like successful women. If you're saying any of those things to yourself, even if you're not saying them out loud, you're putting that energy out there. And as long as you're putting that energy out there, those things will keep happening. It's true. You believe it, you're going to create it. So I want to kind of show you guys how to make things different. So I used to do this. So after my divorce, I was getting up there in age, and I was in my early 30s, and I was, a victim to this as well. I used to always say, my favorite phrase was, there's no good men left out there. All the good ones are taken. Like, all the good ones at this point are married. And I used to say that all the time. So do you know what? All the great guys that I met a lot of great guys, but guess what? They were all married or taken or something. So see, I was creating that reality. So I was like, our thoughts are so powerful that I was creating that into my own life. And the only way to uncreate that and create a new story was to change my thoughts and to change the way I said things. And this happened for other things too. Like, that is something I said out loud. There were other thoughts that I had that, oh, I'm not attractive and men aren't going to find me attractive. Men only want me for sex. Like, those kind of things. And the thing is when you say those things, I was creating those things into my life. I was creating men that wouldn't commit. I was creating men who just wanted sex. I was creating men who were no good. I was bringing those men into my life because the words I was saying was creating the vibration, which was causing me to attract like-minded, vibrating men into my life. So that vibration I put out, the universe is sending that back to me, which is, not good quality, cheaters, men that just wanted sex, men that didn't want commitment, and it's sending me guys that were in committed, happy relationships that were just really, really nice guys. So it was like a tease saying, oh, hey, yes, see, here's this great guy, but you're right, he's taken. So you see how all my thoughts were creating that reality. So in order to change my reality, in order to change the type of men I was attracting into my life, I first had to change my thoughts. And when I learned this, it was a game changer. Not only does this help in your relationships, but this helps in every aspect of your life. And I know this is basic, when you're learning law of attraction, you're learning about vibration, this is pretty basic stuff. But a lot of times we forget the basics. We jump past the basics and we try and go into the advanced stuff right away because we think we don't need to focus on the basics. But the thing is, if you don't have a strong foundation, you're not going to get anything later on. It's like a house. If you build on a weak foundation, it's just going to fall down. So you keep building higher and higher and higher, but eventually that foundation is going to collapse and everything's going to come crashing down around you and you're going to have to start over. So why not start with a strong foundation? So the strong foundation is working with your thoughts, working with the things that you're telling yourself, working through these things and building that strong foundation so that as you're developing, as you're growing, you're easily attracting in the guys that you desire because that's what you want. So that foundation starts, one of the key points is your thoughts. So we need to start turning our thoughts around. So how do we do that? The big thing is first noticing these thoughts. So I bet you throughout the day, if you were to really keep track of it, you would find a lot of negative thoughts popping up in your mind. It's just, you know, if we don't think about it, if we're not conscious, if we don't know what's going on, quite often we have a lot of negative thoughts that are popping into our head. And until we can understand these negative thoughts, until we see these negative thoughts, we don't know how to change them. So I always suggest grab a journal, grab your phone, start a notepad, whatever you need to do, and really be conscious. Like, say to yourself, set an intention that you are going to be very conscious of the words that you are saying throughout the day. You're going to be very conscious about the phrases you use, about the things that you are saying negatively in your life. And every time you say something negative, I want you to keep track of that. Write it down, put it in your phone, whatever is easiest for you. But you got to keep track of those negative thoughts, because it's not until we understand what negative thoughts we have or words or phrases we're saying. And that's the thing. It's not just our thoughts, but it's the things we're actually saying. Even if we're just saying it to a close friend, we're out with the girls, or we're even agreeing with them. Like if our friends are saying, oh, there's no good men, and we're agreeing in our mind, we're agreeing with that. We're thinking that too. So it's to start tracking all these negative thoughts that you have around relationships and seeing what's coming up, and then asking yourself, this is a great way too. Grab a journal, grab a piece of paper, and ask yourself, what do I think about relationships? Do I think they're hard? Do I think they don't exist? Do I think quality men don't exist? Start asking yourself these questions, and it's amazing what happens when you put pen to paper. You'll hear me say this a million times. Putting pen to paper is so therapeutic. It's one of the best ways to uncover blocks. It's one of the best ways to uncover those subconscious beliefs that we may not even know are there, or belief systems or phrases or words or thoughts. Like, it's the best way to tap into those parts of our brains that we can't just tap into alone. So grab your piece of paper, grab a pen, and just start writing and seeing what comes up. And then really look at those. Really take a look at the things that you're writing, the things that you're saying to yourself, because I bet you once you get them out on paper, once you start writing them down, and then you look at your life, they're probably going to match up, aren't they? So those things you've been saying are creating the reality you have right now. And is that the reality that you want? I'm guessing if you're following me, probably not. You're probably, wanting that, Mr. Right. You're wanting to find your soulmate. You're wanting to find that person that's going to commit to you, to give you that, soulmate relationship you desire, that relationship that's going to lead to marriage and love and everything else that you desire. So if you're not getting those things, then you need to start with your thoughts. So now that you've got all these things written out, now that you've got all your thoughts down on paper, now is the time to turn them around. And the first thing to do is to catch yourself. Now that you know what these thoughts are, every time you say one of them, you need to catch yourself. You need to catch yourself in the act, and you need to turn it around. So if all of a sudden you're out with friends and you're going, oh my God, there's no good guys. Boom. As soon as you say it, turn it around and go, no, I need to stop saying that. You know what? I just haven't met a good guy yet. Or there's lots of great guys out there, I just haven't met them yet. Or, you know what, yeah, there's some bad guys out there, but there's also lots of great ones, and I know I'm going to find my great one soon. So see how you're taking that negative, and right away you're turning it into a positive. And that's what you want to do with your thoughts. That's the first step in changing your thoughts, is to take the negative and reframe it in a positive, and do it right away and feel good about it. Like, you really want to feel good about that reframe. You really want to feel good about the things that you're saying, because that's truly important. And then you want to keep doing this, and you want to keep doing this, and you want to do this until you find you don't have those negative thoughts anymore, because that's the whole point of this, is to remove those negative thoughts. Because it's not until we remove all these negative thoughts do we actually start to see the progress? Do we start to change our reality? Because the more positive thoughts we have, the more positive things that we say, the more positive we're going to bring into our life. And eventually we're going to flow with positivity and high vibrations that we can't help but attract in a high vibration man, that Mr. Right quality of guy that you've always desired. You're going to be able to call him in easily. And that's what we want. So that's one of the key ways that you can start changing, your dating luck, turn your dating, life around, and to start seeing better potential, start seeing better guys. Start having, the things that you desire, because you can get it, but you have to do the work first. It doesn't just happen overnight. We just can't snap our fingers and all of a sudden Mr. Right's going to show up at your door and propose. It doesn't happen that way. Sometimes we have to do a little bit of work. So if you're not getting those guys you desire, this is the first place to start. This is the first place to start looking and seeing, what are you saying about men? What are you saying about relationships? What are you saying about love? And I bet you it does not coincide with what you truly do want. So if that's the case, change it. Now, this is something that can take a long time. By doing it this way, it doesn't always happen overnight. Depends on how many, blocks we have. It depends on how many, how strongly we feel about, these feelings, because it can take time to rewire it by changing it all the time, by catching ourselves, by rephrasing it. That can take a little bit of time. There's other ways that are, are a little bit faster. There's many forms of energy healing and, therapy and like hypnotherapy and other forms of healings that can help us uncover these blocks, uncover these thought patterns, uncover these subconscious beliefs, and rewrite them in a lot quicker, fashion. So just know there's ways of doing this and making it faster. But if you want to start on your own right now, just reframing what you say is great. And that reframing, along with the energy healing and other healings, makes it even quicker. It makes it even faster. So just know that right now you can get started and you can start changing the way you see things. You can start making changes right now. But there's also, what I call the VIP level, the advanced level, the fast start level as well, that if you really want to make those changes quicker and easier and right away, there's ways of doing that. But that requires getting a little bit of help, and not everybody's ready for that. I mean, if you're not quite ready for help, start down here. Start with where I showed you guys. If you're wanting to be up here, if you're ready, and you're saying, I want this now, I don't want to wait, I don't want to take 6 months, a year, I want it, in a month and 2 months, then that's when you got to consider getting help, because not always can we get those fast track results by ourselves. Actually, almost never can we get them. I know for me, it didn't happen. I tried and struggled for months, and I got little steps, and I, improved myself a little bit, but it wasn't until I got help that I got the leaps and bounds. It wasn't until I worked with healers that I dealt with the internal stuff, that I really started to heal, that I really started to get the big results, and the big results quickly. So just know, wherever you're at, you can start out. You can start down here with the little steps, or if you want, you can fast track up here and you can get the big results. It's ultimately up to you. The biggest thing though is that you start. The biggest thing is that you say, I'm done with this. I am ready to turn my love life around. I am ready to do whatever it takes. And if doing whatever it takes starts down here with just, catching your thoughts and reversing them, great. That's a start. You're at least turning things around. There's other women that aren't even willing to do that they're willing to stay stuck, that they're willing to not change, and they're just willing to, hope and dream and think that maybe if they're lucky, they might find their Prince Charming, they might find their Mr. Right, that he might come out of the woodwork, but that they're not willing to do anything different to try and find him. In that case, they're probably never going to find him. Maybe if they're lucky, that 1 in a million chance, like the lottery, maybe they'll luck out. But you know what? If you really want to make the changes, if you really want to be the one that finds her Mr. Right, then you're going to be one of the ones that makes the change. You're going to be one of the ones that does whatever it takes and whatever you need to do to make it stick, to make finding him easy, to make finding your Mr. Right a no-brainer, and so much fun and so enjoyable that you always wondered why you hadn't done this a lot sooner. So that's today's lessons. Hopefully this has helped you, ladies. As always, if you have any questions, any comments, please feel free to comment below. I'm always around to answer any questions that you have, whether live on this video or afterwards in the comments below. But anytime you have anything, let me know. And if you're not already following me, you can join my amazing group on Facebook. Now I'm getting a brain fart. Wow, look at me go. You'd think it was Monday or a Friday. So if you want to join my amazing Facebook group, the Soulmate Relationship Society, I would love to have you join us. The quick link is bit.ly/soulmate, which is capital S, relationship with a capital R, Soulmate Relationship Society with a capital S. So bit.ly/soulmate relationship society. each word capitalized. So you can join us there, and I would love, love, love to have you. And you can also find me at jengoodfriend.com. And I'm going to leave you guys at that. Thank you so much for tuning into this live video. And as always, questions, comments, anything you have to say, I'm here to help. I'm here to support you, whatever it is you need. I love what I do, and I love helping you women. So yeah, so that's it for today. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will talk with you guys very, very soon. Bye.